Hello YouTube! This is my first ever replay posted on YouTube. Let's see what we have. This is from Carstein versus MariMari in the Warhammer World Championship. This is group 5 and let's see what we have. So for XMT Carstein or XMT, he is very competent tournament player, very well known, and he is maining vampire count, so we could expect a build that is well done by him. So what do we have against Skaven? Front line of skeleton spearmen and skeleton warriors, some crypt ghouls on the flanks. Crypt ghouls are excellent against Skavens because they are quick and they also have very good offensive capabilities that allows them to push through the chaff of the Skavens in a matter of seconds, and the poison always helps. In the endgames, you have the Devils of Schwarzhafen, the Awa Vargas that cause terror. Also, well, they are terror in the night, quite literally, and they are excellent against Skavens. Having terror possibilities against Skavens is always good, and they can beat up pretty much everything if they get a good surround, except maybe a Hellpit Abomination. For the Cav component, we have 1 unit of Black Knights. Same, it's one of their good matchup, even if they are like, it's not the best in terms of cavalry. They are enough to break chaff, clan rats and all, and run out units outside of the battlefield for a relatively cheap cost. The Tire Park, our direwolf with anti-large, good for example against rat ogres, but there are no rat ogres here. And the Chill Guys. Chill Guys, well, once again, a source of terror, very quick. The one issue they might have is that there is a lot of magic damage in Skaven's army, so they could be a risk to bring, but they also bring a lot to the table. And finally, a Vargulf, same, big gorilla, can beat up pretty much any single entity besides a Hellpit Abomination. And a little Hurricane with Isabella von Carstein, interesting choice there. She will try to heal her 2 friends with the Blood Chalice, yes, and she has summons and Nehek, and a White King with just Capscrace. Capscrace great against infantry and range, and Vampire of Shadows with just Pendulum, same, going after the enemy weapons team. Very solid and intelligent building of that army by Von Carstein. Now, for MariMari, what do we have? Front line of Skaven Slave, nothing too weird here. Clan Raz Shield in the second line. You have 1 unit of Storm Vermin with Halberd, not the Console Guard, but they will trade okay against Vargeist and against Black Knights, and given they might be fighting Skeleton Spearmen, their 90 armors will allow them to be like an anchor piece to that build. 1 unit of Plague same idea as the Crypt Ghouls on the other side. They will cut through the chaff with Grace efficacy. Warp Grinders to avoid enemy units entering the battle. 2 units of Rattling Guns. Rattling Guns can be excellent. Their issue is their line of sight can be easily stuck, so getting 2 of them might be a bit too much there. I think 1 can do the job of shooting at a Vargulf or some Vargas passing by, especially if the Warp Grinders did their job of snaring. And finally, a Plague Monk. Yep, yeah, 1 is throwing very Sword and Shield, interesting choice. And yeah, you have a Warlock Engineer with a lot of things on him. I think we will be able to start just after. Warp Lightning, oh, okay, yes, all the spells, okay, and the little rocket. So the rocket, it's cute, but don't bring it, it's like wasted money, it does no damage at all. And also, if you can, don't bring all the spells on your caster. They won't have the magic to use them all, and you don't need all of them anyway. 2, maybe 3 spells heal is completely enough. And as the leader is Deathmaster Snitch with his little vortex and his snare ability. So, oh, you also have 2 units of Death Runners there. Okay, well that's an interesting choice. they will cut through infantry and the thunder armor. The thing is they are extremely expensive and they can't really go to backline pressure like they could do in other situations. It's not like the infantry of the Vampire Counts is the main danger, so they might be expensive for what you're gonna get out of them. And yeah, one thing I changed in that build is like there is no mass at all, right? That could put you in some very difficult situations. If like they start pushing through with a Vargulf and things like that, concept, and ooh, nice pendulum there. Won't probably kill any model. Yeah, it has been nerfed. Honestly, it's okay. Like Scab's Grace now. Again, solid damage. And now you really need to react to the Devils of Schwarzhafen because they will start killing models out of your Rattling guns instantly, especially after a pendulum. And now there you go. You already lost 1 unit of of Rattling guns. Please grind them. Warp grind them. Okay. So warp grinders do magic damage with their attacks and their abilities. So against the shield guys, they will be excellent. But yeah, the box of the Skavens is already kind of faltering. Like the front line of Skaven Slave is completely broken. The 2 units of the Plague Cloak Catapult and the Rattling guns have been disposed of, and the mobility advantage is on the side of the Vampire Count. So like there is a Dire Pack. These ones are actually already shattered. You have some Black Knights, so the ability for the Skavens to get back these units is probably not there. And now the Vargulf is just gonna make sure that they don't come back until the Dire Pack take that position. And without like pretty much 3000 value, thank you for the follow. I think it's already gonna be too late for the Skavens, sadly. Their positioning, the deployment at the beginning was too compact a bit also. Like you need some depth so that if your frontline falters, you have like something between your weapons team and the enemy pushing and some mass. So rat augers, for example, something like that to stop the onslaught. And use your warp grinders a bit more effectively. But that's thank you, Empire for Hire and Copy Fit for the photos. And yeah, Van Carstein has been playing a lot of games in their group, so good on them. Snitch is having fun, he's doing a fine job, but the rest of the army is completely gone by now. Going Eshin is also a nice touch that I can appreciate. It kind of like, you could go Master Assassin, so it's not complete assurance you're going as Master Snitch, but it still gives an idea to your opponent of which lord they're gonna face. So yeah, nice game. I mean, I think like in a game like that, to be honest, we can see like the skill difference between a veteran tournament player and someone that is more new to multiplayer. But hopefully MariMari will progress during this tournament, and given the fact that there is 5 people per group that pass, they might be able to like get a bit better during that, and in the second phase do a lot better. So yeah, we had MariMari 1, and now let's go to the second one. Let's see if MariMari is doing better in that matchup, which will be Chaos versus Dwarves. Viking, hey, I didn't download any of your replays. Today I'm just doing replays from my groups that I'm referring myself, so that's why. Okay. I don't know. I don't think. You know what? No YouTube intro for that one. I think the skill difference have been seen to be a bit too much for now, so I think this one will stay on Twitch, probably. So now for like the dwarves, you have frontline of dwarf warriors and longbeards with great weapons. Can be like, yeah, it's pretty good against what you could face if they go heavy. in the infantry core, which is a possibility for Chaos definitively. So you have Longbeards, you have Longbeard with great weapons and some dwarf world weapons that will trade. I mean, at least they will hold so for some time. Front line of miners with blasting charges, maybe spread them a tiny bit more. And these are made to kill the Chaos Marauders. Iron Drakes. Okay, so in terms of positioning, you don't want your Iron Drakes here because there is a forest just in front that will like make their visibility not the best, so probably here. And also, Iron Drakes have I mean, they have 125 armor, but you don't want them far away from your line. Like here would probably be better than a bit more on the flank. Again, like getting a formation a bit more wide, a bit more squarish or rectangular would be a big help to avoid getting overwhelmed when the battle starts. Two quarrelers with great weapons. Again, like one thing you might try to tweak is just pick the non-great weapon variant. The great weapon variant won't do that much better in melee anyway. So it's a bit of money you can like you can keep. Thorgrim Grudgebearer, you don't see that game a lot because it's expensive, but he's actually still very good. And he has his Oath of Vengeance and Stand Your Ground. So yeah, his debuff to melee defense could be useful against Manticore, against Sigvold, and the buff around it. He also has the buff. Wait, does he have? Yeah, he has all these buffs actually. He has Soul Seeker, you can probably cut that one. Great Buck is excellent, it gives +9 melee attack to everything around, which for dwarf units that have good defensive capabilities but want the best offensive ones, it's gonna make a great difference. And hiking again, yeah, in endgames it's useful, but usually people don't focus Thorgrim, so when he's at like less than half HP, the rest of your army is dead anyway, so might be 200 you can also keep on the side, and 2 units of Slayers, so yeah. I mean, some slight things to change in a build like that, but and 1 unit of cannons. Again, your cannons position, not the best. Probably could kill some of your units if they start shooting, but I think it might be just obstructing. Yeah, it's obstructing the line of sight, so they are not shooting at all. A bit of an issue there. So yeah, getting for more wide formation would help definitely. Maybe they go for what like real army were doing. I don't know history of battles at least, but in Warhammer it doesn't work too well. Frontline of Chaos Marauders followed by the Chaos Warriors with great weapons, best unit in the game. So yeah, they are gonna try to cut through. These guys are gonna accept the fact that they are gonna get blasting charges in the face at the beginning of the battle, and that's gonna be fine. That's where they are for. And then the Chaos Warriors can follow up and hopefully beat up the enemies. You have Prince Sigvold with just his armor. Yeah, he will beat any dwarf lord, except maybe Grumby, but I think he even beats Grumby, and basically he's cheap. An exalted hero, adding one more heroic guy to the battle. Not quite sure what the goal of him is, that Sigvold can't do, but yeah, he's there. A Feral Manticore, same, going after a high value target, going terror route, and he can also jump. It can also jump on heroic units if need be, and some the Demon Spew. Okay, Demon Spew trying to jump on the enemy range. Chaos Sorcerer of Fire with Burning Head. Oh, imagine a Burning Head in that position. And Fireball. And Fireball can be useful against cannons, but here the cannons are obstructed anyway. And some mobility with Chaos Marauder Throwing Axes, Marauder Horseman, and some Chaos Warhound to be a menace in the enemy backline. So let's start and see how it goes. The 100 Drakes managed to push back the Marauder Horseman, and now, yeah, the Marauders are gonna just advance and try to take as much blasting charges as they can, so that the Chaos Warriors' great weapon don't have to. Chaos Warriors with great weapons, even though they have 100 armor, it still does a bit of damage, and it also puts them on the ground. They have to get up. It slows down your offensive a lot, and it breaks a lot of the charge advantages. Here, yeah, one of the units of Iron Drake is getting surrounded by both the Steven Spew and massacred by the Chaos Manticore. If there is not some Slayers on the Hot and Pursuit, I mean, even with the Slayer support, they should be going down. And now you have some Chaos Warhounds going after these Crawlers that I think might have been on Skirmish mode, and these Mother Horsemen and this Iron Drake, and I think this is over for these 3 units, sadly. In the front line engagement won't go bad for the Dwarf, because with that number of infantry, they should be able to push back the Chaos Warrior's Great Weapon in a vacuum. The issue being that it won't be a vacuum, and all the range capabilities of the army are getting shut down. These Iron Drakes are done. These Crawlers, I don't see them holding long against the Demon Spew. These throwing axes, I think they're just sacrificing themselves, maybe, so that the Manticore and Warhounds can finish that, or just a slight micro mistake. Here, these part of the front line are falling to the Chaos Warriors Great Weapons, and no more these Iron Drake. They will hold out a bit because they have very high armor against non-armor piercing units in melee, but they will never shoot again. They will not burn anybody on fire today. Another Burning Head finishing that line, and I think this is gonna be the end once again pretty quickly. So good job there by Van Carstein. It's a lot about deployment and positioning at the beginning of the battle. For MariMari, I think just doing that, they could have protected their backline a lot more. They had the numbers to do it. They just weren't in positions quick enough, and Dwarfs are slow, so Dwarfs, it's a lot about, it's a chessboard when you're Dwarf. You need time to really think about your positioning so that you can't react as fast as the enemy, so your troops need to be in a position to be perfectly where they, they need to be. Oh god, I said be a lot, and to react appropriately. Because you won't outrun your enemy, except maybe sometime Vampire Coast. And yes. Now, I don't... Yeah, Thorgrim is doing his last stand. I don't know if he has... He must be around half HP, so now all of the Dwarf unit will have ITP, is it not? Yeah. Yeah, they all have ITP now, yeah. But that won't change the outcome of the battle. Once again, you go after Thorgrim, because he's a tank, it's hard, your heroic unit, you don't really want to face him, and he's pretty slow. So you can kill everything and then finish by him. At least that's all fun, the strategy. And I lied, these Iron Drake actually managed to shoot once again against the Chaos... Oh, that's actually Chosen with great weapons, I actually missed it. Okay, there was one group of actual Chosens, and yeah. Pretty brutal battles there. Hey, Wicked. Tank, that's a disgusting strategy. But yeah, you could shoot your Thorgrim with your own cannons and trigger that at the beginning of the battle. That's actually not a terrible idea. I might do that myself now. You created a monster tank.